Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Southampton career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And you guys will know by now that previous FIFAs like the Liverpool career mode, the Ajax Road to Glory, one season wonder at Manchester City, we always started the episode off by looking over the previous episode. We'd have a look at what games and what the results were. I decided, I mentioned it in episode 2, so if you guys watched episode 2, great, you'll know this already, but I just want to, in case people have missed it, I'll let you guys know. I won't be doing that anymore. We're going to go over to the calendar at the start of every episode, but we're not going to look at the previous games from the previous episode, because if you guys are watching this episode 3 of the Southampton career mode, 9 out of 10 of you have probably already watched episode 2 and will know the results and watch the video, so it doesn't really matter and we don't really need to recap. But what we're going to do going forward in this career mode and also future career modes is look at the start of the episode of what games we have live in today's episode. So you can see we've got Crystal Palace away from home, we have Brighton at home, we have Liverpool away from home, and then we have Plymouth also at home. Now, you guys know, because of how close FIFA 20 is now, we're going to be playing 4 games every episode. 2 we're physically going to play and you guys are going to see highlights from, and 2 we're going to simulate. It's a little bit of a difficult one, this, because obviously we're in the Carabao Cup. We had to simulate a Carabao Cup in the previous episode, and luckily enough, we did get through. We're also going to do that in today's episode. I'm going to be playing the Crystal Palace game away from home. I'm going to play the Liverpool game away from home. And then I'm going to simulate the game against Brighton and simulate the game against Plymouth. Now, if we get through and beat Plymouth and get through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup, I may well weigh it up of starting to play them, because I think that will put us into potentially the quarterfinals. Maybe it's the one after that's the quarterfinals. But regardless, it means we're getting very close to being in a good position to potentially go on to win the Carabao Cup. And obviously, if we could win the Carabao Cup with the Saints, that would be absolutely unbelievable. We start today's episode down in 4th position. We are only 4 points behind the leaders, Manchester City. We are only 2 points behind 2nd position at West Ham, and only 1 point behind the team that I support, Liverpool FC. We are joint currently in 4th with Spurs and Newcastle. I think we've had an absolutely tremendous start to the Premier League. We've drew a couple of games, we won a game, but I think most importantly, pushing on in today's episode, if we can get the win over Palace, get the win over Liverpool, hopefully get the win as well over Brighton, then I think we're going to be in a real good position coming into about a quarter of the Premier League. Realistically, I'd say if we get to December and we're in the top 4, we're going to be in a great position to go on and potentially finish in the top 8, which is what we are planning to do. Also in the previous episode, which obviously we don't look at scores anymore, but I'll always give you guys a little bit of a rundown. We made 3 new signings to the Southampton team. We brought in Lautaro Martinez on loan from Inter Milan on 50k a week to play up top with Che Adams and Danny Ings. We brought in the right back because Valery is a great right back, but he's only low rated on FIFA. So we brought in Melee for 17 million. We bought him out from his release clause. He will look to feature in today's episode, maybe coming on as a sub against Crystal Palace. And the other man we signed, which was a recommendation from Lee, was the centre-back Danso, who Southampton actually signed in real life or loaned in real life. We've brought him in as an extra centre-back to help us out at the back. The one player we didn't get, and this is all on me, and I apologise to Maze, it was the left-back Greg Taylor. You guys know right now we have Ryan Bertrand at the left-back position, and he is absolutely beasting and feasting. I have no doubt that he's capable of staying in that starting 11. But what I thought we needed was a backup. So obviously we got Melee eventually going to take over and be our starting right-back. We're then going to have Valery, who's about 67, 68 rated, as the backup to go under his wing, learn from the best, and slowly drift in and start giving him a bit of a run for his money. With the left-back position, we only have Ryan Bertrand right now, so I wanted to bring a new, young left-back that Ryan Bertrand can take under his wing, train him up, and can eventually rotate and happily fit into the squad. Unfortunately, because of me being stupid and I didn't offer enough money, which is always a bit of a pain, he walked away from the deal. Greg Taylor walked away and said no is no. So what we're going to look to do in today's episode, preferably after we've played Palace, we're going to look at signing him for him to come in January. But while we look at doing that, we still have to remember the fact that we need a left back to help out Ryan Bertrand. So what I did is I quickly looked on the squad hub and I seen we have a man here, Sam McQueen, someone I was going to look to sell, and I've now decided not to. He's an overall 66. I think he's got a growth potential of, I think around, don't quote me on this, but I think 75 or 76. Now, Bertrand's a 78 right now. So what I'm going to start to do from today's episode onwards is we're going to train Sam McQueen on 3 of the training options. We're going to try and get him up to a 70-71, hopefully by January. Then we can bring in the new man, Greg Taylor, start training him up. And we've got Bertrand, McQueen and Greg Taylor that can all play in the left-back position, help each other out. And it just means that we've got an extra player to play in that position. But I have to bring Greg Taylor in. We have got the funds to do it. We've still got 24.39 million in the kitty with an £81,000 a week wage budget. We may also look at bringing someone else in January. So if there's anyone you'd like me to bring in that you think might be a great option for us, don't forget to drop your comments down below letting me know those players. But up first, we've got the game that we will be playing, and that is against Crystal Palace. And this is the lineup we are putting out. We've got Lautaro Martinez linking up top with Che Adams in the striker position, El Yunusi, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse and Djenepo in the midfield, with Bertrand, Yoshida, Bednarek and Valery at the back, with Angus Gunn between the sticks. Let's go ahead and get into this game against Palace. We're playing really well at the moment. The one thing I have to say, and I put this out on the community pages, every time I finish recording a Saints career mode episode, I just want to record another one. I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. Every time, like I just said, I finish, I want to do the next one. And I think it's because we've got an average team that normally finishes mid-table in the Premier League. And I've come in to do the best that we possibly can, potentially win as much as we possibly can. And we've got a little bit of a challenge on our hand, and I think that is what makes it a lot more enjoyable for us. But we have now travelled to Selhurst Park. Let's get into this game against Palace and hopefully get off to a great start in today's episode. Let's go, Saints. This is the one. Let's get off to a cracking start in today's episode. I'm excited to face off against Palace again. Another team that are normally mid-table. Definitely a big opponent for Southampton. We know that Palace have got some unbelievable players. We know that Wilf Zaha up top always seems to be my bogeyman who scores against us. But as Benteke gets us kicked off in this first half, let's get it underway. And let's go, Saints. Coming forwards now, it's Benteke. Let's get in there. Bednarek was all over that one. It's Zaha coming forwards. In now to Benteke. Back out to Zaha. Let's get a foot in, lads. Ball into Jordan Ayew. Big save there from Angus Gunn. Great save from the keeper there. That was a little bit risky. Angus Gunn has definitely been an unbelievable goalkeeper for us so far. Still so young. Not the highest rating as well. Townsend into Jordan Ayew. This is a problem. Ayew coming forwards. Big strike there. And again, Angus Gunn with another strong hand to put that one out for a Crystal Palace corner. Come on, Djenepo. Mark up Zaha. Ball into the middle. Benteke's there. Jordan Ayew was there. And Gunn collects it. Referee. Got to be a card there. He forced him into the back of the net. What is his camera angle? There we go. It is for Martin Kelly, a yellow card. It should be. I was waiting for a card. He forces the keeper. Runs at him. Okay, he goes for the header. But then just keeps dragging him into his own net. Here's Ayew. Down now to Casco. Let's go, Bertrand. Catch him, son. Catch him. Ball into the middle. Let's get rid of that. Benteke was there. Ward-Prowse. Valery, no panic at the back here, lads. No panic whatsoever. Here's Che Adams. Go straight over now to El Yunusi. Here we go. El Yunusi. We should have Lautaro Martinez in at the back post. Lautaro Martinez! It's 1-0. Well, what a beautiful bit of counter-attacking, ticky-tacky football from the Saints. That was beautiful. Couldn't have done it any better myself. Quick, ticky-tacky, fast feet passing from the Saints. All the way up there, in behind. Sacco comes across to get El Yunusi. The keeper comes out, and it just slid it in towards that far post. For Lautaro Martinez to run in and put his laces through that one on his right foot into the centre of the goal. And he runs off to celebrate. What an unbelievable goal. What an unbelievable little bit of football there from Southampton. And we're 1-0 up in the 30th minute. No pressure here, lads. Bednarek going to kick that one out now, looking for Valery to run to. Valery can win that header, in which he has done. Adams plays it up now to Djenepo. Going to go inside here to Valery. Up to Martinez. Martinez laying it off to Che Adams. It's off the crossbar. Che Adams to try and head home. It's not going to happen. Ward-Prowse plays it down. Lautaro Martinez. Højbjerg. It's over the bar. Zaha back to Milovic. Into Townsend. Deflection there, from Højbjerg. It's a corner round half time. If we can get this out and get in at half time with the lead, let's get rid of that ball. Bednarek heads it out. Come on, ref, surely. You've got to blow the whistle there, and the referee does blow at Selhurst Park for half time. We're going in with probably a deserved lead, I'd say. The first 20-30 minutes, we certainly had a little bit of shakes and a little bit of nerves around the team. I could feel it as I was playing with them. But that last 15-20 minutes, we really upped our game. We got the lead. The nerves have calmed now. And I'm realistically happy to jump back into the second half with Che Adams kicking us off. And let's just hope if we can continue like we did in those last 10-15 minutes, we should have no problem finding a second goal. Che Adams over the far side now, looking for El Yunusi. That's a beautiful ball to El Yunusi, who's going to get caught there, referee.
He's not going to get away with this, surely.
Definitely got to get a card there without a doubt. He caught the man. I was through on goal. And Casco does pick up a yellow card. We also do have James Ward-Prowse on the pitch. And I'm pretty sure he should be lined up to potentially look to score this one. He is. James Ward-Prowse, let's have a look. 87 free kick and 91 curve. Not the quickest of power. Oh, substitute here for Crystal Palace. I was wondering what was going on there. The camera angle changed. Jordan Ayew off. Joanne or Janmi is coming on. Or Wanmi. I'll tell you what, Crystal Palace got some big defenders. Ref, they've snuck forwards there. They've snuck forwards. The referee's not noticed it. Put this over in the top left corner if we can. Ward-Prowse over the wall. Back of the net. Oh, it was onto the roof of the net. A little bit too much power. Wow, instead it took a deflection here. Let's just check that. Did say we were going to get a corner there. Ball in. Oh, it does take a deflection there off Connor Wickham, and we have got a corner. We unfortunately don't have the biggest man Vestergaard, but we do have Bednarek in there. Bednarek to jump for it. Lautaro Martinez. What a goal. What an incredible goal from the man we brought in from Inter Milan. Look at this angle that he's going to head home from. First of all, how Bednarek got to that ball, that was incredible. He had so many players around them. Bednarek jumps for it, takes a deflection. Look at that angle. He's pretty much parallel on the line with the goal. He manages to jump, flick it over the keeper, and into that far side netting. Unbelievable goal. And we are 2-0 up against Palace. What a result so far. Let's go, Lautaro. Go on, son. It's only a short ball to Lautaro. Into Ward-Prowse. No, we're going to Che Adams instead. Ward-Prowse now. Through to Højbjerg. Through now to Lautaro Martinez. Going to slide this over to El Yunusi. El Yunusi through on goal at side netting. Made the mistake there. Should have gone with Lautaro Martinez. Ball up to Armstrong. Genepo. Round the corner. Intercepted from Milovic. Ball over the top. They're playing long balls in now. Yoshida should have that one, no problem. It's El Yunusi. Ward-Prowse. And as we play it back to Ward-Prowse, the referee's going to blow for full time at Selhurst Park. And we've started off today's episode with an absolutely incredible result. We faced off against a mid-Premier League table team. And we got the win 2-0. Palace are not an easy team. Stat-wise, it was fairly level. 8 shots for Palace. We had 11. They had 5 shots on target onto our 4 shots on target. They actually are 1 shot more than us. And if we look at the player ratings, of course, Lautaro Martinez picks up man of the match for 9.6. But what did our centre-back Angus Gunn get? A 7.9. Very, very well played from Angus Gunn. Unbelievable. He made some incredible... In fact, if we just have a little look... Well, we know he made 5 saves, sorry, because obviously they had 5 shots on target. He was solid in those first 30 minutes. That's when Crystal Palace really had us in a difficult position. We changed it up a little bit before half-time, started playing short passes, ticky-tacky football. We got a nice counter-attacking goal from it. And we went on to beat Crystal Palace 2-0 away from home at Selhurst Park. Right, guys, and here we are at match day. We're about to face off against Brighton at home. We have unfortunately now dropped down to 6th position, but that is only because we are yet to play our 5th game. If we do win this game, we'll bag 3 points, move up to 11 points, and as far as I can see, we'd be in 2nd position above West Ham. Let's have a look who's 2nd. Spurs are 2nd on 11 points, so we would be joint 2nd, only 4 points behind the leaders, Manchester City. Now, before we get into the simulated game, I owe it to Maze. We need to go and sign Greg Taylor from the Scottish team, Kilmarnock. I think that's how you pronounce it, Kilmarnock. It's something like that. But regardless, we tried to sign him in the previous episode. We got him for about 2 points. Fortunately, couldn't agree on contract terms. That is not going to happen this time around. Let's go ahead and meet up with the Kilmarnock manager. Let's get him signed up again. We should have him coming in January if we don't mess it up. So, straight transfer offer. We're going to go for let's go 2.2. Let's offer a little bit less. The only thing they could say is, no, we want more. And then, nope. The Kilmarnock's rep is going to say he thinks it's a fair offer, that we're happy with the terms. We'll get the paperwork ready. Now, the difficult part. I'm hoping this time around he may give me an idea of what he wants as a salary. But he wants a sporadic squad role. That's fine. That's exactly what you're going to have. 3 years, that's fine, because we're only here for one season before we move on to FIFA 20. We don't really want a release clause. Oh, there you go. He's given me the offers now. So counter. Sign-on bonus of 82,000, wage of 9.4. So we only offered them, what did we offer them last time? I think we offered them 10k a week and only 25 signing on. So that was the problem. We didn't give them enough signing on bonus. So we will submit the offer of exactly what they want. And we have now brought Greg Taylor, the Scotsman, to the Saints to play at left back behind Bertrand. And he will be joining us in January. It's a shame we can't get him earlier on. So we will have to wait till January. But regardless, guys, we're already halfway through September. We've got October, November, December, January. So it's only 3 months, really, until he will be joining us. For now, we'll have to keep rotating Bertrand. And you'll see down here on the player development, I've now put Sam McQueen in on 3 of them. I'm going to hope to get him to about a 70-71 for when the new man comes in January. And then we can start training him. But the lineup we are putting out against Brighton, it's pretty much the usual starting 11. Apart from 2 changes, Redmond and Vestergaard coming back into the lineup, it's the usual starting lineup. We've got Lautaro Martinez linking up top with Che Adams in the striker position. Redmond, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse and Genepo in the midfield. Bertrand, Vestergaard, Bednarek. And this time round, I just thought there's another player in there now. We've brought Melee into the position of right back ahead of Valerie. And then we've got Angus Gunn between the sticks. Let's simulate this game. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. It's in the hands of the EA gods. With us being at home and having such a strong squad against Brighton, I think we should be able to do the job. 10 minutes in and nothing's happened. Bernardo picks up a yellow card in the 12th minute for Brighton. 24th minute in and Bednarek scores. Our centre-back scores to put us 1-0 up against Brighton. We're fast approaching half-time. We're now into the second half. Still only 1-0 up. I'm not really feeling comfortable with it right now. Ward-Prowse has missed another penalty. A few little substitutions there. Trossard has now come on. Oh, sorry, Trossard has scored for Brighton. It was knockout on for Davis. And unfortunately, the referee is going to blow for the 90th minute whistle. No thanks to Trossard scoring for Brighton. We do sadly go on to only draw after a 1-1 scoreline against Brighton. That's a little bit disappointing. Also, Bednarek scoring. It's great that he's scoring, our centre-back. I always love it when defenders score. But we've got the likes of Genepo, Ward-Prowse, Højbjerg, Redmond, Adams, Martinez. We didn't make one substitute, which is a little bit worrying. I don't know why we seem to not be making substitutes. I need to be rotating the team. But regardless, we had some great players on the pitch there. And it was our centre-back to score. So a little bit disappointed with the result. A little bit disappointed that most of our outfield players, especially in the midfield and up top, couldn't score. And we couldn't get the win over Brighton at home. But we have to forget about that result, because up next we've got Liverpool in the Premier League, which is going to be a very difficult one because they are challenging us right now for a top 4 position slot. So considering up next we're against one of the top 4 teams in the Premier League, Liverpool FC, coming off the back end of a 1-1 draw to Brighton is definitely not the result we wanted. I was hoping we'd get a 2 or 3-0, the lads would be pumped, and when we come out against a team like Liverpool, the champions of Europe, we turn up, put in a decent shift. Yesterday in real life, Liverpool just played Southampton and it finished 2-1, and Southampton played very, very well. Danny Ings scored and also missed a sitter that could have got Southampton a point. I'm hoping, since I'm starting Danny Ings up top, he will come back to haunt Liverpool. But the lineup we are going with is Lautaro Martinez linking up top with Danny Ings in the striker position. El Yunusi, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse and Genepo in the midfield. Bertrand, Vestergaard, Bednarek and Melee at the back with Angus Gunn between the sticks. Melee again getting another position, starting at that right back position for us. Vestergaard isn't fully fit, but he asked to be played, and I think someone like Vestergaard, especially in the box when we've got like Van Dijk, Lovren and Matip potentially, we need someone big to try and get those headers. Although Bednarek won the header that then took a deflection, landed at the head of Martinez, who then had a very difficult position to head home, but he managed to do so. I'm hoping we can win this game because we are currently joint with Liverpool, so if we do beat them, we go 3 points clear on wherever Liverpool finish in the table after this game. But let's go ahead and get into this game. I'm excited. It's against the club that I support, but I am the manager of Southampton, so we're travelling to Anfield to do a job against them and hopefully bring those 3 points back down the south of England to Southampton. And here we are at the beautiful stadium that is Anfield. I'm not going to be biased at all. Anfield is a beautiful stadium, regardless of me being a Liverpool fan. The crowd, the atmosphere, it's just unbelievable. If you ever get the chance to go to a Premier League stadium, go and watch Liverpool, because the atmosphere, the noise, the continuation of song after song is absolutely unbelievable. It's an incredible stadium. It's an incredible place. And even as a Liverpool fan, it's a place I love to go. But we have got Bobby Firmino kicking us off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. And let's see what damage we can do to Liverpool. Ball through the middle. There's Henderson coming forwards. Bobby into Henderson. Out wide now to Mane. And unfortunately, Mele's not going to get there. Come on, Mele. Stand tall, son. Uh-oh. Ball into Henderson. It's 1-0. Well, the one player on the pitch you don't ever think is going to score, Jordan Henderson, has just scored. Very much like last season, his goal against Chelsea. Although he didn't at the crossbar for the one against Chelsea. This time round he does the crossing. It's on his weak left foot. He just cuts under the ball, puts enough loft on it. Angus Gunn's beaten. Oh, why didn't that go to Martinez? We're not passing nicely at the moment, lads. Oh, look at this. Bednarek has got 2 of them on him. Got to play Mane out wide. He's going to come forwards now. Big save there from Angus Gunn. Mo Salah's there to finish up.
They do lead now by 2. They've worked very hard for this. It should get them across the line at the end of the match. We'll see.
Liverpool doing what Liverpool do best. I mean, I was Bednarek there and I was having to pick. Do I go with Mane? I did. Angus Gunn saves, but Mo Salah was there to finish up. With 2-0 down here after only 27 minutes. Plays it down now to Mo Salah. Ball into the middle. Unfortunately, we are going to be going in at Anfield 2-0 down. It's a very, very difficult place to come to, Anfield. They're certainly playing some strange players. They've got Dummer at the back with Van Dijk. The midfield is Henderson, Milner and Naby Keita, which I'm just hoping Henderson and Milner will start to kind of struggle with fitness and energy. It's not like we're playing not well. We haven't defended too great, but we're certainly playing good football right now. Just going forward. Danny Ings and Martinez are being left for dead. Let's go straight up there now. Oh, it's a terrible ball to El Yunusi. What are we doing? Naby Keita with a nice little bit of quick feet there. Here's Bobby now. Let's go Ward-Prowse into Milner. Vestergaard was there. Ball into Salah. 3-0 down to Liverpool. I thought it was side netting. They just get lucky, Vestergaard, and you know, it takes a touch off his foot and then ends up in the feet of Mo Salah. Angus Gunn doesn't dive. He's being beaten at his near post. It's not good enough. We're 3-0 down. This is a serious problem here, lads. Serious problem. Ball down to Mane. Mele coming forwards. Mele's going to try and take that ball off him. He's going to lose it. Ball into the middle. We've got to win that ball. Salah's there. This is ridiculous.
3 of the best. He's made them pay. And that completes a wonderful hat-trick.
Mo Salah picks a hat-trick up. It's terrible. Mele. Let's Mane do him. He does him there. He lunges in. Ball in. And we've got Bednarek. And we've got Ward-Prowse marking him. And neither of them can clear that ball away. We're going to have to make some changes in the 55th minute. We're so poor right now. So Højbjerg off. We're going to give Mario Lemina his first chance in this Saints team. He has been moaning that we're not playing him. So he is now going to come into the team. I'm then going to bring Redmond on for El Yunusi. I'm taking Ings off, who's done absolutely nothing, for Che Adams. Maybe Che Adams and Martinez is the right link-up, and that's how we're managing to score right now. 3 changes. We've got to change something up. We are not losing 4-0. We need to do something to pull this back here, lads. Here's Lemina. Through now to Adams. Genepo. Through to Martinez. Laying it off now to Che Adams coming forward. Here comes Che Adams. Play it in now to Genepo. Genepo on his left foot. Looks to Ben one. We've equalised. We're certainly a long way away from pulling this back, but it's a step in the right direction. What a ball. What a run there, first of all, from Genepo. And he bends it between Alisson and Van Dijk, probably the best keeper in the Premier League and the best defender easily in the Premier League. And Genepo scores in the 58th minute. There wasn't much noise because we are at Anfield. Right there, Danson playing it into Genepo, into Ward-Prowse now. Ward-Prowse coming forward. Play it into now for Lautaro Martinez. Martinez going to left on Mario Lemina, who's going to left by. Whoa! What a strike from Mario Lemina. Oh my word, we've been benching this man because unfortunately he wanted to leave and I do believe go to Wolverhampton Wanderers. He wasn't gifted the leave he wanted, so he now doesn't get in the team. He refuses to play. But if he's going to score goals like that for us, maybe this man's going to start getting in the team. It's his first goal in the Premier League, and what a way to open his scoring goal book in the Premier League. Good touch there for Martinez. Round the corner now for Nathan Redmond coming forward. Redmond into the middle. Martinez, it's 3-2. We've still got a minute to go. Get the ball and get it back. Unbelievable. 4-0 down and we are 4 back here. We've still got a minute plus at a time. We get this ball and make the right passes, we can get a point out of this. Genepo into Martinez. Oh, it's a terrible ball from Martinez there. And the referee is now going to blow for full time. Oh, we were unlucky there. We were unlucky. Mo Salah picks up the match ball. Man of the match without a doubt. 4 attempts. Gets a hat-trick. Wow, we really didn't lay down and go quietly. We really wriggled and fought hard. Stat-wise, Liverpool 6 shots, 4 on target. We also had 6 shots, 4 on target. It probably deserves to finish a draw. Do I think Liverpool deserve 4 goals? Probably 3. I think the one where Mo Salah scored a header shouldn't have happened. If we'd have kept that one out, it would have been 3-3. But to come to Anfield and score 3 goals and put a bit of pressure on Klopp and his team, that's exactly what we need to be doing at Southampton. Unfortunately, Liverpool will move up the board now. We will sadly move down. But Lautaro Martinez gets a 9.2 rating. He played very well. It's a shame we didn't get a draw and a point out of that game. But funny enough, I'm happy to lose because we played well. Right, so we've got the round 3 of the Carabao Cup up next against Plymouth. We are at home. It is going to be the second and final simulated game in today's episode. You know what, guys? I kind of sat here for a minute or two after we just finished that game against Liverpool and I thought, what a team we've got. First of all, we go 4-0 down to one of the top 4 Premier League teams who've got an unbelievable team. And I'm not just being biased because I support them. You know, we all know that Mane, Bobby and Salah is a ridiculous front 3. They are so solid. We've got Van Dijk and Alisson at the back, which is solid. But still fight back to 4-3. We were inches, another 10 minutes, and we could have pulled that back to 4-4 and bagged a point against Liverpool. So I'm so happy that we got, or you guys voted, for Southampton as this final FIFA 19 career mode because it's so exciting, it's so fun. And even though we lost, I honestly come away thinking we've just won because we scored some great goals, we fought hard, and Southampton as a team are playing very well. I'm hoping now against Plymouth, because it's simulated, the EA gods are going to be kind to us. We've had to rotate the team a fair bit. You can see that there is one player that doesn't normally start that's come straight into the team, and that is Lee's recommendation, a Danso that we signed at the centre-back position. We also have McQueen, who is our current backup left-back behind Bertrand, who eventually will be moved on or kind of sat back when Greg Taylor comes in. So I've rotated the team quite a bit. We want to make sure we're resting the starting 11 that we'd prefer to play realistically in the Premier League. And we've rotated it and changed it up a little bit for the games in the Carabao Cup. But we are going with Che Adams linking up with Danny Ings in the striker position. Redmond, Romeo, Armstrong and Sims in the midfield. McQueen, Yoshida, Danso and Valerie at the back with Angus Gunn between the sticks. It's not the strongest and best team we could put out against Plymouth. But against Plymouth, I'm thinking a team like that, we should be able to get a result realistically. And if we do, great, we can carry on marching on. The Saints march on in the Carabao Cup, and then we can start in the next episode looking at maybe playing some of the Carabao Cup games, especially if we're getting close to that quarter-final position. We may also eventually kick off the FA Cup and have to simulate a couple of those games, but it all really depends on what games we have in those episodes. But let's go ahead and get the players warmed up for the final game in today's episode. Can we finish on a high? I think it's been an incredible episode so far. A win would just top it off for us. We're 15 minutes in and nothing has happened just yet. We're fast approaching half-time. Che Adams has scored for Southampton in the 26th minute. Happy days. Well done, Che Adams. Then continues to pick up a yellow card in the 39th. McQueen, our left-back, has just scored in the 43rd. We're now deep into the second half with only 25 minutes to go. We're playing well at the moment. Few changes there. Lemina's on for Armstrong. Ward-Prowse makes it 3-0. And surely with only minutes to go, there we go. The referee does blow his full-time whistle. We have beat and knocked out Plymouth after Carabao Cup after beating them 3-0. What a result. And I cannot believe our left-back that asked to play, McQueen, manages to score. We then change it up, bringing Lemina on for Armstrong. We brought Obafemi on for Ings, and then Ward-Prowse for Sims. And within 1 minute of Ward-Prowse coming on the 77th minute, he scores in the 78th. So what an incredible result that was against Plymouth, and what an incredible way to box off today's episode. Right guys, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. First of all, I cannot believe how quick this episode has gone. I've already been recording for an hour and a half. It just seems time flies when I'm recording these Southampton career modes. Absolutely unbelievable. And honestly, I'd love to stop and record the next one, but unfortunately I can't. I'm so pumped for this series, guys. I just want to say a massive thank you, first of all, for the incredible love and support on episode 1 and episode 2. I'd mentioned in episode 2 and 1 that I was a little bit worried, a little bit scared that the Liverpool career mode on FIFA 19 had kind of helped build my channel and help it grow. And obviously the Ajax road to glory, we had the one season wonder at Manchester City, didn't get as many views or likes, or didn't have as many people watching it and as interested. I was worried that when we eventually moved over to a new career mode, which of course was this one, Southampton, I was worried that the views wouldn't be there, you guys wouldn't tune in and enjoy it as much like you did with the Liverpool career mode. But honestly, you guys are smashing it, considering it's that time of the month. Normally around July, August, September, this is where FIFA 19 kind of dies out. Everyone's seeing videos and new things on the next FIFA, and people are excited for it. But to everyone that tunes in, thank you so much for the love and support. I honestly appreciate it. And if you keep supporting and you subscribe to the channel, then just get ready for the FIFA 20 content, because this is hopefully going to blow my channel up. I'm also going to look at collabing with some YouTubers that play FIFA, and that should be fun and hopefully help the channel and help you guys meet new people and stuff like that. But we are ending today's episode down in 6th position. We started in a top 4 position at the start of today's episode. We finish in a 6th position. I'm quite happy with that. You know what? We played some great football today. We sadly didn't manage to come back and get a point against Liverpool, but we still battled back. Sadly lost 4-3, but it felt like I come away with a win. We sadly drew against Brighton 1-1. We started the episode off absolutely unbelievable, scoring goals for fun against Crystal Palace. And then we just box off the episode by beating Plymouth 3-0 and getting through to the next stage of the Carabao Cup. And I couldn't really ask for anything more than that. We have to constantly remind ourselves, guys, and no offence to Southampton fans, but we're playing with an average mid-table team. And after 6 games, we're sat in 6th position. This is unbelievable for Southampton. And even the way that we're scoring, you know, if Southampton in real life went 4-0 down to Liverpool, I really couldn't see them fighting back to take it to 4-3. But we're managing to do that. I think the signings that we've brought in, especially Lautaro Martinez, has got his shooting boots on and continues to score for Southampton. He has been an absolutely incredible player. But I think although we didn't get as many points as I'd like out of today's episode, we certainly finish on a massive high. And we got some incredible results, although they didn't always go in our favour. But in the next episode, the first game is going to be the final game in September, where we face off against Wolverhampton Wanderers away from home. We then have Chelsea at home in the Premier League, Bournemouth away from home, and Newcastle at home. So just on those 4 games. Now, although, let me just check this out. So the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup. Now, I'm glad that's not in the next episode, because we're in the round of 16 now, which means if we win that game against Norwich, who are a newly promoted team to the Premier League, if we win that game, it puts us down to the last 8, then the last 4, then the last 2. So the round of 16, if I'm right in thinking, that is the quarterfinals, isn't it? You got the quarters, then the semis, then the final. So you got 16 teams, only 8 get through, then 4 get through, then 2 get through. Actually, it might be the one before the quarterfinals. But I think going forwards now, we know we're in the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup and we're in a great position to potentially win this trophy. We are going to start playing it. But I'm glad it's not in the next episode, because in the next episode, we're going to be simulating the game against Wolves away from home. We're going to play the game against Chelsea. We're going to play the game away from home against Bournemouth, and then simulate the game against Newcastle. So they're going to be the 4 games: Wolves, Chelsea, Bournemouth, and Newcastle. I want to play the Chelsea game even though it's at home, because Chelsea are a difficult team. And I think if we put in a performance like we did against Liverpool, we should have no problem getting a result when Chelsea come to the St Mary's Stadium. But I think I am going to leave it there, guys. That is going to do it for today's episode. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.